Hello and what's up, everyone? I'm Petro and we are live here on WellCode. And today we're going to talk about how to become a programmer, like how to get that well-paid software engineering job, the job where you don't have to worry about your salary, you don't have to worry about the job security and so on. Like, what are the actual steps? What do you need to do in order to become a programmer? Because let me tell you this, not every software engineering tutorial is the same. Not every way of learning that there exists out there is the same. So in order to do this properly, you have to have the right plan. You have to do the specific steps in such a way that you won't waste your time, you won't waste your money, and at the end, you'll be a programmer. Because a lot of people try learning how to code, they try different methods, and at some point they realize that it's not going anywhere for them. And it makes me sad a bit thinking about this, because I used to be there. So I've been doing programming for 10 years, and when I started, everything seemed very difficult. There were a lot of ways for learning, a lot of people who were better than me, and at some points I felt overwhelmed. Things seemed too difficult for me, and probably that's the reason why I'm teaching now people how to code. That's the reason why I'm working with so many people and spending every day from Monday to Sunday and probably more than 8 hours a day helping people. That's the reason. I don't want others to face the same difficulties that I faced. Anyway, the fact is that learning how to code is difficult. That's a fact. That's given, but we don't want to make it more difficult than necessary. And just as a reminder, if you want to learn how to code, if you want to become a programmer, we offer a free program for this. In order to access it, just go here on wellcode.com, create a free account, and over there you'll have all the basics, and moreover you can interact with me, with my team of experts, in such a way that you won't be stuck at any point, because we will be there to answer all your questions. All right, so let's get going and let's talk about how to become a programmer. Like, what are the actual steps that you need to take in order to become a programmer and get that job? And a lot of people focus on the wrong things. Like, the first thing that most people do when they start learning how to code, they are focusing on finding a programming language. Like, they try to find the perfect programming language in such a way that programming language for some reason will get them hired. But actually, that's not how it works. First of all, because learning how to code takes at least a few months. And as you might already know, programming and software engineering are changing so fast. There are lots and lots of new technologies that appear almost overnight. Like, sometimes you can go to sleep and wake up the next morning and see a different technology or a different programming language that just appeared. So until you reach the point where you are hireable, there might be another cool technology over there. So if you learn the coolest technology, the newest, the easiest one, it may change until you finish learning. So that's the reason you need to learn the principles and you need to take things step by step. But before touching the keyboard, before writing your first lines of code, you need to establish a few things. First of all, you need to get a purpose, because without a clear purpose, you'll be very tempted to go down different paths that are wrong, that won't bring you anywhere. So in order not to do that, you need to have a very specific goal, and you want to know what are the steps for going there. And let me explain what I mean by goals, because it's not enough to set a goal that you want to be a programmer. You can't set a goal around that. because that's a means and not a means to an end and not the end itself. For example, a good goal will be to aim for making a few $1,000s a month. That's a reasonable goal, and you need to know why you want to become a programmer. What's the most important thing for you? So for example, for me, when I started learning how to code, and probably this was a huge motivator, was the fact that I wanted to earn more money in order to buy a gaming PC. Back then, back in 2009, gaming PCs were super expensive. I'm not saying that today are cheaper, but they are definitely more affordable than they used to be. So back then, I loved playing video games. I loved being online, but obviously my parents wouldn't buy me a gaming PC. So because I liked the gaming PC, I was thinking, hey, how can I buy myself one? How can I earn money without selling my organs, without doing illegal stuff? So I came to the conclusion that programming is the easiest and fastest way to earn enough money to buy a gaming PC. So I knew very clear what I wanted. I wanted that gaming PC. And because I wanted it so badly, I knew that I will make it past all the obstacles. So no matter how difficult it used to be at times, no matter what challenges were thrown at me, I continued to keep working. And money might not be a motivator for you. It definitely was for me, but for other people, they just want to spend more time with their family. They have long hours at their jobs and they want to switch, or they just want to be more respected, because there are a lot of jobs that are not taken that seriously. So even though I admire everyone who has a job, who works, who provides for his family, a lot of jobs are not taken that seriously. And you definitely know what I mean, and I don't need to go into detail. And for a lot of people, that's a huge motivator. A lot of people just want to be respected, and software engineering or programming is one of those jobs that are respected. So no matter what your goal is, you need to write it down. You need to take a piece of paper and have your goal written down. And you need to know why you want to learn that. And you also need to be honest about this. You need to be honest with yourself, because in a lot of places, money is seen as something evil. If you want to make money, you are seen as somehow being greedy or just superficial. But the fact is that we need money in order to survive. You need money in order to have a good life. So that's why you need to be honest with yourself. Even though your friends may look weird at you, and you might not even tell them why you want to become a programmer. You just want to. You can just say that you're passionate about technology or any classical excuse. But in your soul, you need to know why you want to do this. Okay, so that means you need to know exactly why you want it. Do you want the money? Do you want the attention from other people? Do you want to have an easier job? Do you want to have more time? Do you want to travel? There are no wrong reasons for learning how to code, but there are some superficial reasons. Like, I just want to learn how to code because I love technology, or I just want to learn how to code because it's a future job, or things like that. No, those are not good reasons. So you need to have the right reason. And actually, you already have it probably, but you need to dig a bit deeper in yourself and find it, because emotionally, you know why you want to do it. All right. So after you set up your goals, the next thing to do is to write them down and to picture yourself as you already attain them. A lot of people are neglecting this, but it's something that's very important, because if you don't have a clear enough picture about your goals, about how your life will look like, for example, imagining yourself on a beach somewhere nice and exotic, drinking a cool cocktail, if you can't see those things very clearly when you hit difficulties, you will just give up. A lot of people give up learning how to code, and a lot of people give up on most of the things out there. For example, gym memberships are paid, but not that many people go to gym. A lot of people think about starting diets, and they start them and they do them for a few days and then they quit because the food doesn't taste that good. And a lot of times the problem is that they don't have the clear goal in their mind. So no matter when, ideally, you would dream about your goal for becoming a programmer. You need to dream about it when you go to sleep. You need to dream about it when you're stuck in traffic. You need to dream about it maybe when you're having a bad time, you're sick and you're lying in bed. You need to think about how cool will your life be when you'll be a programmer. And for doing this, you can even take a picture of yourself and maybe Photoshop the Google logo in your background, or do anything that helps you. So for example, a client of mine went to Google headquarters and took a picture of himself with the Google sign, and that works for him, that motivates him. Then after you set up your goal, you need to do another very important thing, and that is blocking out time on your calendar for doing the work, blocking time for learning. Because otherwise, what will happen is that you may just want to clean your room, you may just want to clean your house. You will suddenly realize that you need to go grocery shopping. And that's bad. And it's not bad that you want to clean your house or your room. That's obviously a very good thing for you. But it's bad that you will give up learning for doing something else, because you can go shopping at a different time. You can clean your house after finishing your course or finishing writing the code. But usually those kind of learning activities take up a lot of energy just for deciding to sit down on a chair and just start practicing. And in order not to be that person who gives up before they even start, you need to know at what time exactly you start learning. So I've been practicing this myself with learning English because I want to improve my English. I want to have great fluency and be able to express ideas, especially in those live streams. And for that, I blocked my time every week. I know that, for example, Saturdays and Sunday from 2 till 3 p.m. I'm learning English. And also during the weekdays, every day from 8 p.m. till 8:30, I'm learning English. And that's non-negotiable. I blocked the whole week for this. And I'm planning my other activities around those learning moments. And this is very important. And just by doing this, you will increase your productivity by a lot. Because I'm sure this happened to you when you were required to do a task or you wanted to do something. And while you were doing that specific task, you were thinking about other tasks that you need to do. You are thinking about how you need to clean your room, about how you need to wash your dishes, or even thinking about the game you're gonna watch tomorrow with your friends. And a lot of times when you block time on your calendar, a lot of times when you know that I'm sorry, when you know that during a specific period of time you have a planned activity, your brain will automatically switch to focus mode. So during that time, you won't think about other stuff, just because your brain knows beforehand that, hey, this is an important moment. I shouldn't focus on anything else but programming. So those are the first steps that you need to do in order to become a programmer. And from now on, you just need to focus on the technical stuff. And technical stuff comes a lot easier when you know why you are doing that. A lot of people create courses or training programs in computer science, but they don't nail the mindset part. They just think that by offering very good technical training, people will become programmers. And I'm not saying that that the technical part is not important. On the contrary, like I am teaching for 8 years. I'm soon gonna be teaching my 9th year of coding, and I'm still improving my methods. I'm still researching ways of doing it better and of teaching more relevant stuff. But the technical part is not the only part. And if you don't have the right mindset, when you will hit the difficulties, when you hit a difficult part and you need to sit there maybe for a few hours or even a few days, and you don't know your goals, you don't know exactly why you need to do this, you don't have a specific timeline for learning and a specific schedule, you'll be very tempted to quit. And the risk here is not that you will quit, because you won't say that you'll quit. You'll just say, hey, I'm just gonna take a break for a few days and then I'll come up with new energy. And that's the biggest lie you're telling yourself. You won't come back with new energy. On the contrary, once you take a break, it will be difficult to go back on track. It will be difficult for you to start learning again. So that's the reason you need goals. That's the reason you need to block time on your calendar. And by doing this, you'll see that your motivation will increase a lot. And after you've done this, you can start with the technical part. A very good starting point is this website right here, wellcode.com. Just register there for a free account. And I'm looking forward towards working with you, because like the first steps are always the most difficult, are the hardest, but we will be there with you to hold your hand, to help you become a successful software engineer. I'm super happy that I was here with you today. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that already, and to watch every video, because I'm trying to share the most useful information for you. So my name was Petru. I'm super glad I was here with you, and I wish you all the best.